It's 8 p.m. and here are our top stories.
Well, we're talking about the loss of a father, a husband, an assistant fire chief.
A pillar of the community tragically killed on Father's Day.
This is one of the most difficult cases that in my 30-plus years that we've had to work.
Tonight, police announcing a suspect's arrest linked to street racing.
It's staggering, dangerous behavior.
After a wild win in overtime, the Avs and the Stanley Cup are heading to Denver for Game 5.
It's going to be a wild ride tomorrow night.
First the calm, then comes the storm. We look at how the city of Denver's preparing before thousands of fans take over downtown.
I would expect full houses and lines here and there at the door. Denver knows how to party.
But this weekend isn't all about the Avs.
We are celebrating Pride in Denver with the annual Denver Pride Fest happening on Saturday and Sunday.
Fun and safety's top of mind for the return of Denver Pride Fest after 2 years.
This is an opportunity for everyone to kind of get back out there without fear. They're all going to be out there living their best life.
Good evening and thank you for watching Denver 7 News on Local 3. I'm Jessica Porter.
I'm Danny New. Aurora police have arrested a 20-year-old for first-degree murder after a deadly I-70 shooting this past weekend.
The victim, a father with 3 young kids. Police say the senseless act of violence was related to street racing. Those racers crossed paths with the family, who police say weren't involved in racing at all. Denver 7's Colette Bordelon was at today's press conference where she learned this investigation really came together over the last 2 days.
Flags fly at half-mast in Glen Haven for a man who meant more to this mountain community than words can say.
Most of the department is kind of still in a state of shock. We still expect John to show up.
John Jaros was the assistant fire chief for the Glen Haven Area Volunteer Fire Department.
John was a bigger-than-life character.
He was also a committee member for the Rooftop Rodeo in Estes Park.
John was a total family guy first. So the first thing he would do is say, whatever you can do to help out my wife and kids, please do that.
And as the procession made its way through the community today, his family got some answers.
By no means is this investigation over.
Jaros was driving with his wife and 3 kids along I-70 on Saturday evening in the eastbound lanes in between the Tower and Colfax exit. Police say a number of street racers stopped traffic and Jaros tried to get around them. That's when shots were fired and Jaros was hit. He died at the scene.
Katie had the strength to lean over, put the vehicle into neutral, and guide the truck to the shoulder where it came to rest.
Katie, John's wife, sent a statement thanking police for arresting 20-year-old Jeremy Roca in Commerce City on first-degree murder charges, along with 4 counts of attempted first-degree murder.
It was just within the last 48 hours that things started to come together.
Police couldn't say if they found the weapon used during their search warrants, but they don't believe any other street racers fired a gun. And those other drivers likely won't be charged with anything and have been cooperating with police.
This is not recreational fun. I mean, they're shutting down highways, they're conducting dangerous behavior.
In the statement from Katie, she hopes to find forgiveness in their hearts with time, and even for prayers for the man who took her husband's life.
Colette Bordelon, Denver 7. Hopefully that family finds justice. Aurora police say they're still looking for any information related to this case, and they haven't sent it off to the DA's office just yet. In the meantime, if you would like to help the Jaros family during this difficult time, we've included links to donate in this story on thedenverchannel.com.
In Boulder, a teenager has been charged with driving under the influence and 2 counts of vehicular manslaughter after causing a crash that killed 2 people earlier this month. The collision happened back on April 9th near Foothills Parkway and Valmont Road in northeast Boulder. The victims have been identified as 33-year-old Orisioni and 49-year-old Gregorio Ramirez. Police are still working to identify who may have supplied the teen with alcohol.
A state trooper is going to be okay after being involved in a crash this morning in the northeast corner of Colorado. Police say this trooper is okay and the driver who hit him on I-76 was taken to the hospital. State Patrol is asking everyone to put the cell phone down and move over for patrol vehicles.
Well, hey, Mayor Hancock wants to make sure the city is ready to support the Avs for Game 5 tomorrow, so he has proclaimed the day as Burgundy and Blue Friday. You can probably figure out why. He is encouraging everyone in Denver and even really across Colorado, because of the Colorado Avalanche, to wear the colors as the Avs look to make our state the new home for the Stanley Cup.
We'll definitely be wearing the colors, and there's a lot of excitement about whether tomorrow will be the day the Avs clinch the Stanley Cup for the first time in 21 years. And there are plenty of preparations around town, including at bars, restaurants, even the city and police department.
Yeah, Denver's Megan Lopez has all the details on those preparations that she's reporting. While they don't want to jinx it, the city and businesses are getting ready like tomorrow will be the big day.
We're just getting ready for tomorrow.
Call it the calm before the storm.
Denver knows how to party, and we're going to get crazy.
Or maybe more appropriately, the calm before the Avalanche. At Nola Jane,
The first 2 home games were incredible. I mean, busy, busy, busy.
owner and executive director Mike Goldman is ready for anything.
We beefed up like crazy. I mean, I brought in a full kitchen staff 3 or 4 days just to prep so much food because we're going to go through it.
That's been a bit of a challenge. They can't find chicken tenders anywhere, so they're making them from scratch.
Little things in my kitchen, things like the fish we use all the time, smaller items, certain spices we can't get.
But they're working around it, getting creative, and getting excited for Game 5. The city of Denver is also busy prepping.
We're learning so much after each watch party at Ball Arena and at Auraria campus.
The Avs game is not the only event this weekend, though. Parts of Van Ock Street, 14th Avenue, Broadway, and Colfax will all be closed starting Friday for the Pride Parade.
The city itself is very experienced in balancing many different types of events and activities.
Over at Denver Police,
we remind folks not only to celebrate responsibly, but to celebrate in a lawful manner.
They're finalizing safety plans and asking for the public to help out.
We could do it safely. We can stay out of the penalty box.
They are staffing up, but these days that's a challenge.
But this is where leaning on the partners, figuring out different staffing plans in order to maximize and ensure that we have enough coverage.
Still, they say they're ready for whatever Game 5 brings. Megan Lopez, Denver 7.
Thank you, Megan. Denver officials say it's probably going to be difficult to drive around downtown tomorrow, so if you can, maybe catch RTD or take a bike. They're also asking people to bring a lot of water because, you know, summer.
And since the Avs have a chance to win tomorrow, that means the Stanley Cup will be in Ball Arena. The Stanley Cup Twitter account posted this after last night's game, saying, quote, "I'll be in the building on Friday." And Denver 7 is your home for the Stanley Cup final. Game 5 is tomorrow night. Over on Denver 7, we'll have a special pregame show on right before at 5:30 and a special postgame show right after, followed by Denver 7 News at 10. We'll hope you'll join us. And it's not just the Avs that'll draw thousands of people to downtown Denver over the weekend.
Yeah, big crowds will also gather Saturday and Sunday for Denver Pride, which is being held in person for the first time since 2019. And of course, safety is going to be a top priority after members of a far-right group, including some from Colorado, were arrested near a Pride event in Idaho earlier this month.
Denver 7's Rob Harris talked with Pride organizers working around the clock to make sure everyone can celebrate safely.
Yeah, and I asked them specifically about what happened in Idaho. And organizers, of course, say that keeping everyone safe this weekend is their #1 priority. But as for that incident in Idaho, they say it in no way deters them from holding Pride. In fact, they view it as one more reason that it's more important than ever to still have it.
People can try to deter us from having a Pride celebration by using scare tactics and fear, but they're not going to work.
Even before headlines from Idaho reminded their team of the stakes, the folks planning Denver Pride Fest were working to keep their celebrations safe.
Did it give us some pause and make us reflect? Sure. We looked back at our plans to make sure everything was in place. We'll just be a little more vigilant than we usually are. We have some great security teams on presence, and we are working with DPD day in and day out to assess any potential threats. And I think right now we are going to have a really fun celebration, and we're going to be on our toes in terms of what's going on.
More than 2,400 people are signed up for the Pride 5K, kicking off the weekend on Saturday. And more than 100,000 people are expected to come out for the parade on Sunday. For organizers, making every single one of them feel both physically and emotionally safe is key.
Pride means a lot for some people because they can't be themselves at home or at school or at work, and this is their opportunity to do just that, is to come to Pride Fest, be who they are.
Pride events have been happening in Denver for decades. And over those decades, incredible progress has been made in the fight for equality. That's something advocates don't want to lose sight of, even as the fight for acceptance continues.
I think the very harsh reaction of some political groups against the community itself is telling of how much progress we've made. We've made so much progress that they really are trying to drag us back into that space where we could not be ourselves. And we're just trying to make sure that we exist in a safe space like everybody.
Denver 7 is a proud sponsor of Pride Fest, so we would love to see you out there this weekend having fun. We got information for that up on thedenverchannel.com.
Coming up on Denver 7 News at 8. The biggest name in e-cigarettes may soon be off the shelves completely.
We just pulled it off the shelf. We're just, a little bit concerned about what this means for the industry.
As the FDA prepares to take Juul Labs off the market, Denver businesses worry that they'll go up in smoke.
It just kind of was another blow to small businesses in this industry.
Colorado highs will near 90 once again tomorrow in Denver, with a few scattered afternoon storms and showers popping up just in time for Game 5 in Denver. I'll have your full forecast when we return.
Plus, a joy for the eyes, ears, and all abilities.
It's not something that we get very often, so when we have an opportunity to do this, it's just fantastic.
Members of the Colorado Symphony make a special performance with a sensory-friendly concert.